Yes, bot spat them please.
Upon the country now, was fighting in the Irish Fusilier. One night the canteen rose to sing a song, and all the Tommies greeted him with cheers. Said, "Dad, I'll sing a song about our gallant fighting men, although we've had a tussle with the Germans now and then. Are we down a hard
nice one.
Then let your voices ring and
Yeah, there made some boxes.
Not one pretender goes away, not wait, while we have yet upon the sea. And
No way, it markers.
we need not rest. It's a long, long way to Tipperary.
Let's see how that
Not down hard
Verdun. What a fickle game. Over the years, it has given me more good memories than any other multiplayer game I've played, yet it has also taken away the very things that shaped those memories. I don't think I know any other game with which I've had such an intense love-hate relationship. I was planning to make a full account of my history in the game and go into how different updates uprooted its gameplay and balance, but since the game was available for the low price of selling your PC to a CCP botnet recently, I'll try to keep it short and mostly focus on the positives of the game in its current state in this video. If you are here to hear me trash talk M2H and their vision, don't worry, I'll get to that some other day. If you're new and want to know more about Verdun's mechanics, go watch my first video. Some parts of it are outdated, but it's still somewhat useful. So, what about this game is so compelling to me? Well, right now it's mostly the competitive aspects of the game, but when I first started, it was definitely the unique First World War experience that pulled me in, and I can still appreciate that today. If you're willing to give the game the slightest leeway and get into character even a little bit, it can be a very compelling, immersive experience. As far as I can tell, there still isn't any other game that can deliver trench warfare based gameplay as well as Verdun does.
This trench is mine, do you understand that?
In Verdun, your trench is one of the only places of relative comfort. If you keep your head down, the chances that you'll get picked off by a random sniper or get hit by artillery are substantially lower. They provide guaranteed cover and the certainty that enemies can only come from one direction, no man's land. What I'm trying to say is, your trench is the place you want to be, and after some time you can grow attached to it. And when you see the enemy in the distance, leaving that luxury behind and start slowly creeping through no man's land, you briefly feel powerful, as they are out in the open and cannot easily shoot back. That feeling of power soon gets replaced by a sense of dread as they start slipping through the cracks and get dangerously close, until they suddenly break through somewhere and catch you by surprise. The comfort and safety of the trench gets flipped on its head, as unaware teammates can easily get killed in droves in the open hallways. Now you have to split your attention between plugging the gap and keeping the other enemies still in no man's land at bay. Whether you manage to fend off the attack or end up losing your trench, you are commanded to counterattack. Now it's your turn to run out in the open, hoping not to get shot while you run from crater to crater, hiding behind the little cover they provide to spawn your squad, if that's possible, and occasionally look at their trench to plan your next move. You'll die often and in many ways: artillery, grenades, or plain old bullets. Sometimes you will see a bunch of your fellow soldiers, look away for a second, and then see that they've all died in the blink of an eye. Every so often, when you die, the harrowing realization sets in that all of this, well, something similar to it, actually happened in the large offensives of the war. Anyway, if you get close enough, you can start shooting back somewhat effectively and attempt to create an opening, or try to crawl through the dirt to get into the trench. And once you get in, the payoff can be huge, as you catch people off guard and secure a foothold. Once the enemy is made aware of your breakthrough though, the painstaking process of clearing the trench starts, as you hold your angles and try to bomb the enemies out of theirs, until you're back to defending or have to retreat. While it by no means covers all the reasons to play Verdun, nor any of the reasons why this game isn't as great as it could be, I hope this brief description of the meat of the game captures the high points of why I was, and partly still am, drawn to this game despite its many faults, which will be the subject of another video. I would be remiss not to also mention the competitive side of Verdun. While it might be surprising for a game like this to have a sort of esport aspect to it, it is quite fun if you're halfway decent at Twitch reflex shooters and are familiar with the game mechanics. I'll provide some links to recorded matches if you want to look at how it goes. If you're interested, there are some tournaments coming up. A low stakes tournament with drafted teams on the American server, although Europeans are also allowed to participate. Check it out in the link below to sign up and get a taste. There is also a small tournament on the European side coming up. If you have a competent team of 4 or 5, check it out as well. God knows, we could use some extra players over there. I'll try to finish the previously mentioned larger video this summer and try to do some more editing while I still have holidays. I can't guarantee anything past that, as I have a bad track record of doing multiple things at once, but I do have some ideas in store. Anyways, I wish you good night and hopefully see you next time.